In Genesis, chapter 22 presents one of the most unsettling moments in ancient literature. A father is instructed to take his son up a mountain, bind him to an altar, and sacrifice him. Modern readings often isolate this moment, treating the binding of Isaac as a standalone test of blind obedience, a sudden, horrific demand from a deity testing a human's limits. But the narrative actually functions as the endpoint of a specific, decade-long structural pattern. To understand why this happens, we have to look at the math of the text. The story begins chapters earlier with a foundational covenant. In Genesis 12, God explicitly guarantees Abraham that he will become a great nation. This promise faced an immediate biological hurdle. At the time God makes this guarantee, Abraham is 75 years old and entirely childless. The terror of the binding of Isaac is built upon a systematic progression of detachments, a literal stripping away of every piece of security Abraham has managed to acquire. The first surrender is the past. Genesis 12 requires Abraham to abandon his homeland, his kindred, and the only world he has ever known. Decades pass. In an attempt to secure an heir, Abraham has his first son, Ishmael, born to a servant named Hagar. Then the narrative shifts in Genesis 21. Sarah miraculously gives birth to Isaac. By this time, Abraham has reached the age of 100. The second surrender targets the present. God commands Abraham to exile his firstborn son, Ishmael, driving him out into the Beersheba wilderness. The mandate is specific. Only through Isaac shall Abraham's legacy be named. The alternative branch is cut away. By discarding his past and alternative heir, Abraham places the entire weight of his future on a single boy. The command in Genesis 22 arrives precisely when this dependency is at its peak. God was asking Abraham to dismantle the very covenant they had spent a century building. To kill Isaac was to kill the exact future God had previously established. We can see the pattern completing here. Abraham has already let go of his past and his present. Now he is asked to let go of his future. The physical climb up Mount Moriah marks the conclusion of this three-part narrative arc. The binding functions as a systematic reversal of the entire story, stripping away every gain Abraham has made since leaving Haran, and reducing his legacy back to zero. At the peak of the mountain, the story resolves. The angel intervenes, the blade stops, and Isaac is spared. By raising the knife, Abraham signaled that he valued the giver of the promise more than the gift of the lineage itself. Immediately after this event, the text includes a list of names, the genealogy of Abraham's brother, Nahor. The contrast is striking. While Abraham's lineage is reduced to a single thread, his brother Nahor builds a massive family of 8 children. While the ancient world built conventional families, Abraham was risking total erasure from history. Because he was willing to surrender his past, his present, and his future, that single thread became a legacy outlasting all the safe, conventional families.